Hello guys, Omni here. I want to talk about something a little bit different today. Because of all the word of mouth and the buzz surrounding it, I decided to check out the Dave Chappelle stand-up special, Sticks and Stones, on Netflix. And I haven't watched a comedy special or a stand-up comedy show in general in a long time. And I feel like that's mostly because edgy comedy, which is kind of what I like, is kind of dead. Comedy as a whole has become very generic, watered down, and diluted because a lot of comedians aren't allowed to feel like they can push buttons anymore because of social media outrage or in the fear of offending somebody and then getting cancel cultured out of their livelihood or getting losing their jobs, losing their entire career over just a joke. And I feel like that's made a lot of people kind of afraid to say anything, which is one of the reasons I think Dave Chappelle's really getting a lot of attention in his recent special on Netflix because he signed a contracted deal with Netflix to host his comedy specials exclusively. So I feel like he's finally gotten to a point where he's like, all right, I can talk about some stuff. And he talks about a lot of hot button topics, cancel culture being one of them. And, you know, he does say some things that is definitely going to make some people feel uncomfortable and maybe even upset some people. But I don't think he does poke some fun. Of course, sure. He's a comedian. That's what he's going to do. But he does point out a lot of valid things that are ridiculous about some of the things going on in society today. And I think he makes a lot of very fair and valid points. I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of things that he said that made me personally uncomfortable, but I still, in the end, laughed. I honestly do have like a twisted sense of humor, so I'm not too surprised, but I do think that he raised a lot of very valid points. He made a lot of very good arguments too, while also making the audience laugh. But it was one of those things where I'm like, all right. How's the audience going to react to this? Because I'm just sitting here, I'm like, oh, wait for it. Okay, they're laughing. Okay, we're good. But of course, he said a lot of things that have upset a lot of people. So understandably so. But I like I said, I think society as a whole is they're either extremely tone deaf or non-receptive to other people's opinions because of how sensitive everybody's become. I think as a society, especially the people that frequent and live in social media, they're just easily upset. And rather than try to have a conversation about an issue, they'll just jump straight to outrage and just jump straight to trying to end someone's entire livelihood. You know, the framework for their existence, the thing that helps them take care of their families. I don't know. I think some things get majorly blown out of proportion because some people just cannot stomach anybody saying something negative, saying something they don't agree with. Nobody wants to have a conversation and talk about an issue so much anymore rather than force their point and just tune out the other. That's just a general kind of observation. I know that's not the case with everybody. That is definitely not the case with everyone. I just do with just kind of perusing social media myself. That is the majority of what I see. And I just think we've progressed to, I think, a point to which I think we're starting to regress. We're progressing so much that we're regressing. That makes no sense, but I feel like we're definitely taking steps backwards as a society now. Things are kind of looping back on themselves and creating a lot of contradictory arguments. I'm not going to go into specifics. This is a nerd channel. This is a movie, comic book, video game kind of channel, and I don't want to go into any of those things, but I do think this special is something to check out, even if you do get offended by it. I think it is something to, at least, I think it's very valid to hear a lot of sides of different arguments. Hear other people's opinions. And that's what I like doing with our comment sections on the videos and movies that we talk about. The video games, the movies, the comic books, all the different things that we talk about on the channel. I know a lot of people don't agree with me on some of my views on a lot of the shows that I watch, a lot of the movies that I watch, but I like to know why you didn't, what you took away from it differently that I did. What you saw in it differently, what you agreed with or didn't agree with me, so we can have a conversation, see eye to eye, move, progress, work together to form an understanding. We don't have to agree, but it's having a conversation results in a communal activity between two people, two or more people, to understand each other. And that's something I think we desperately need today. We appear, I don't know if it's the case. I'm not a political science major. I'm not a sociology major. I'm not like somebody who just examines society. It's just my personal layman's view of everything that I've seen and experienced. And I just feel like there's people on every side of every fence who are just very close-minded and unwilling to hear anybody else's argument. And I think this special is, at least, I don't know if it's going to force a movement. I don't think it's going to, spark too much controversy, or just, I don't know. I don't think it's going to spark enough outrage to kind of become something, but I do think it is something to check out. I do respect it gratefully for what it did. I really enjoyed it by the end of it. I had a lot of fun listening to it while I was at work. It was a really good special, and I think it brought an edge back to comedy that it's been lacking for a long time. Anyway, guys, that is it for now. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments. I want to know how you reacted to it. Did you get offended at some of the things that he said? Did you get upset? Did you laugh at any of the things that upset you or offended you? I'm really curious about how your reactions played into this. We don't need to go into any specifics. I'm really more concerned about how the reaction has been to this within our own little community here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'd love to hear back from you. Carry on the conversation after the video. But thanks, guys, for hanging out. If you like this video, make sure to support the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you didn't like it, let me know in the comments what you didn't like, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.